I'm all full of fucking passion and what it is, and love, and fucking disappointment and brokenheartedness and all that shit. Not in a big pussy way, but just realistically passionate. And I can't help but feel absolutely one way or the other.
Right.
You know, my songs most of the time talk about true love, or not hate by any means, but I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe I've done this. How stupid am I? What happened? You get the idea. But this last album, there's a song there called Vengeance. And I wrote it about a guy who was probably a mercenary, who went around and took people out, who skated through the system, i.e. the Star Chamber, Michael Douglas, Al Holbrook, you get the idea. Scumbags who got away with shit, pedophiles and whatnot who got away with stuff and slipped through on a technicality.
Right.
This is a guy who doesn't take kindly to that shit, has done war, has done the killing machine, and he's very good at it. He like the guy on Man on Fire, that kind of guy who just said, okay, well fuck this, I don't give a fuck. And I wrote this song with that in mind. And I wrote it. It was emotionally draining. I mean, I wrote that song, I rewrote it. I shouldn't. In Germany, while they were recording, I wasn't recording anything. I came back and recorded. But I did scratch tracks on all of them. That was it. And they changed so much in the course of the thing, I had to rewrite the lyrics to fit it. But
I'm literally going to be playing fucking
rewriting was obsessive. Because there's so many things. But then I realized here I was getting all passionate about something that I can't change.
Right.
And none of us can. Listen, do you remember when it was few and far between when there was real tragic events like kids being stolen or fucked up things or people found some housewife dead for no reason? Now it's shit. Listen, you watch it, every show in the world's on it.
Right.
And they're documentaries.
Yeah.
This is heartbreaking, man. This is but then you can't be going like to a completely long time. You go, fuck this, I'm gonna adapt and overcome. Motherfucker comes at me, and I can't help but say, well, if it's me or him, I'm gonna do my best to say it's fucking him. I got a shotgun sitting right next to my bed, but I got full of pumpkin balls, and you bet your fucking ass it's many as I can fucking blow at you, buddy.
That's it, man.
You out. But that's only because if you're coming in my house, this is what you get. And feel no remorse.
Right.
I always say that, but I gotta tell you something. You will of course feel remorse because it's not a natural act to kill someone. Absolutely. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you mad you've been at someone, you want to fucking, they've done something despicable. Those of us who have a capacity to think have an obligation to rise above those who don't. And we do.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you believe in living on morally sound ground, it's a must for me to live on morally sound ground. Yeah, there's times where I do things that other people may disagree with, but that's not anybody's business but my own.
Right.
And people, I have different health issues, but I'm not going to a regular doctor for a variety of reasons. I have friends who run a health food store, and they are sincere about what they know all about it. They've been doing this for 35, 40 years. And they're very cool people. I'm just lucky to meet them. I'm lucky to have them. And they own a store in Murphy, North Carolina called The Whole Story. It's spelled The Whole Store, but there's a slash over the E, so The Whole Story. And if you met these people, you'd be absolutely as amazed as I am. And I've gone up there and stayed for a few weeks with them, and they've helped me and detoxed all the garbage food that I was eating and all that stuff, and they give me the right supplements and vitamins, and they help me, and I'm lucky about that.
Yeah.
But I see most of these, and listen, I'm not saying these guys are bad. I'm saying I see a lot of doctors that are subsidized by people. Listen, I'm not getting into a big political speech. I'm saying that's the surface of why I don't.
Right.
Go. Now, there's times I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
But I'm trying very little because I feel bad for these guys. If you don't do, protocol says do this, and this, prescribe this, and this. When you watch the side effects may include involuntary diarrhea and flatulence and blinding headaches and stuff like this. Those aren't side effects. That means it doesn't work yet.
Right.
So I don't, listen, I'm not, these people have a shitty job. Trying to put trying to make medicine. And listen, it's hard, especially without human testing.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, all of a sudden it's a sin. Oh, not if you test on humans, but you're never going to find out how it works until you do. So I guess, but the thing is, that's not for me.
Right.
That's not for me. I had a friend who wasn't, he got into a rut. He got sad. He went and got some anti-anxiety. Next thing you know, the guy was freaking out all the time. And I think it created a lot of fucking myth in his head. And I was like, man, I should listen. The Jack Daniels is working better than this is. And I was very big. Listen, I haven't had a drink in almost 19 years. I gave it up, man. Fucking April 17th is 19 years since
Good for
I've
you,
had a
man.
drink. Even one beer, no, nothing. 0. Can never go back. But I'm going to tell you something. So, hence, these are things that I find strange in our new world.
Right.
I find the fact that most kids will look at their parents. I was at a girl's house and she goes, you need to come in here and clean the kitchen up and do the dishes. Girl looks at her mom and goes, fuck you, Mom, you do it. She walks over and goes, okay.
Wow.
And I was standing there with my jaw on the fucking floor. I looked at her, listen, saying crap in my house was a cuss, was a bank.
Right.
Okay, you didn't say, let alone funk. And fuck you. Oh, my sister, one time I went, oh God, and she goes, don't take Lord's in vain. I don't know why this, I don't know instinct without thinking. I said, well, Jesus Christ, and she went, crack. That's my face, so you get the idea.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I'm telling you this right now, that I sat there and looked at her and I said, she goes, what? And this girl wanted me to be her boyfriend. She's from Chicago. And she looks at me and goes, what's wrong? I said, your kid told you, fuck you, Mom, do that? You do it? And she started doing it. I said, man, I couldn't have ever brought myself to talk to my mom like that.
Right.
I mean, no matter what.
Yeah, definitely not, man.
And my sister, oh, jeez. She may as well have been my mom. When my mom died, she kept all 3 of us boys together. This is an Irish thing. This is a McCormack thing. And I just talked to her today. It was her birthday, as a matter of fact, Kathy.
Oh, wow.
My sister, Kathy McCormack. Kathy Torzella. I got 2 brothers as well.
And a sister?
They both live, I have 2 sisters. One lives in, the other one, Kathy was her birthday day. She's the oldest, I'm the youngest. Then it goes Kathy, Patty, Mary Ann. Mary Ann down when I was 6. Then it's Barry, Danny, Phil. But my sister, Lisa, when I said Jesus Christ after I said God, she cracked me right across the face and slapped me good.
Wow,
Said,
yeah.
I told you. I was like, Jesus Christ, listen. The women in charge, when you're in a family, and especially an Irish one, Italian one, doesn't matter what the fuck it is. When Mom cracks the whip, if you got any brains,
You better listen.
Are you crying? No. When you're a little kid, but when you get older, excuse me, I didn't hear what you're saying. Nothing. You never taught that to your mom. So I don't get the kids who have contempt for guys like us. Listen, you got a place to piss? These guys like us, you know what I mean? Anything. You got a place to go see a rock and roll band? Yeah.
Right.
Because the guys like us will pay the fuck away. But shit, you know. Listen, we also brought a lot of shit to the table. Our generation did. But you know what? We're all the ones who have brains and live on morally sound ground are all repenting for I shouldn't have fucking bought this Cleveland shit. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done all that coke and all that fucking party and drank everything and yell at everyone. Hey, you fucking asshole. Yeah, right. So, I think that we're the smart ones. I think we're the listen, we all grew up, I grew up watching, I saw the Beatles on that song, you know, and all that shit, and all the Dean Martin show, you know, the whole thing, the whole thing.
Black TV, man.
Damn right.
Glad to have it.
One TV. But in my family, my mom loved the Beatles. She sang with us. She listened to all it. She listened to all their music too. But I gotta tell you that we grew up with the best music. The only people who got it better than me were people who were like 60 years old because they got to see it when it went from no real black music on the scene to the cool soul music coming in. Because listen, I was raised on Motown too.
Right.
Oh, listen, man,
In the 60s.
I never had a problem with the brothers. I never understood what the thing was, man. She's a black guy. I mean, the fuck. I'm a member of the human race. I don't give. Can you look in my eyes and shake my hand? You got a good place in your heart. You want to help somebody if they need it. Man, the other night, listen, I don't have much money. My brother gave me a $100 American Express card, one of those prepaid cards.
Okay.
And I went up there and spent $2 at the kangaroo next to my house at 2 in the morning. And this guy says, man, do you have an iPod charger? I said, I wouldn't even know what to do with an iPod. I said, be honest. I said, I'm not kidding you. And that was
My daughter just gave it.
I'm telling you, but once my friends get them, they love them. But anyway, so the guy goes, you want my one? I said, what are you trying? I said, you need gas?
Right.
He said, so I bought him $10 worth of gas. I'm not fishing for a thank you, or that was a cool thing. It was the right thing to do. I just got it, so I still had $98 on it. So I said, you caught me at the right time. Now the guy who was driving the tanker truck and filling it up with gas said, now he was a black fella. This guy was a young kid. He was a 30s-ish kid, so he was a little asshole, and he was between his 20s and 30s. He was very honest to me. Kind of in a disposition, had everything that he wanted, and kind of probably a semi-rich kid, and probably got cut off like a boil or something. I don't know. He seemed a little smart-ass to me. But I didn't care. And the thing was, he was very sincere, and very happy, and very, thankful, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, and the black guy goes, man, son, that's what it's all about. I said, bro, it's going to take all of us helping each other to bring America back to what it was.
Right.
It's not going to, no, I don't see that it can't. I can see that it can in our lifetime. But I think that if everybody starts realizing it's time to come around. And listen, those commercials that are on, commercials for a better life and stuff like that, where people say thank you and a guy brings a woman's purse back and all. Listen, this is a start. This is a start. Bullying or anti-bullying shit. Listen, man, the thing is everybody's going to get their balls busted. And everybody should. You have to learn how to take it. You got to learn how to win gracefully, and you got to learn how to lose gracefully.
Right, man.
Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you, buddy. And I think the more we try to help each other, the easier it's going to be. And I sound like a big love bug from 67. Maybe I am. How old are you? 52. I'll be 53 this year. No, are you really? Yeah. I'm 63. a turning point. Then I came back, and when I got thrown out of Sandy Spring Friends School, my uncle said, "You're not staying with us." So I lived on the streets for about a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I'd never been to D.C. before, so it was an interesting thing. I slept, but see, I wasn't an idiot. I wasn't with Mitch Snyder down there in Lafayette Park. I was in Chevy Chase's Friendship Heights where the fucking money is. I'm not a moron. I slept in Channel 5 school. They had a booth where they kept the gardening supplies and shit. I slept in there. Fucking going home, forget about it. Okay, any of that shit. Spider in my web, my fucking, Jimi Hendrix, all of it. He put on a record right now and he'd be like a half second behind playing everything just without reading a note. But I told him not to fucking call me. I was fed up. He got pretty serious. And pretty much everybody in the family had done this. And I watched Martin Scorsese's movie of George Harrison, Living the Material World. And me and him, he was my oldest brother, he was a guitar player, and I was the kid he had to drag to practice when he went, because my sister, "Oh, take Phil." She knew what the fuck was out there, getting ready to smoke some weed and all that shit. So he had to take me. But, and I saw it, and I watched it 2 or 3 times. It was on HBO, they play everything ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. And I called him, and I said, "Barry, I love you." Because I told him not to call me. Right here, wait. There's napkins and shit all over here.
Good.
But anyway, I said this is inspirational. Watch it. We grew up loving the Beatles together. I said, this gives you a lot of insight into how freaky of a guy George was and all that stuff, and all the shit they went through. I never knew this. They always rode in one car, all 4 of them, and they always roomed in 2 rooms. There's 2 guys to a room, always. They were on the road, absolutely always. And Ringo said it definitely, and Paul said it, and George said it. We were the only ones who really understood what was going on. Well, we were the only ones who could understand. This thing of being in a band, and all of a sudden you're on vinyl and you're a star, and there's girls chasing you. And then it goes to Eric Clapton going, well, he played like 10th on the bill with them, he said, you're all very gracious to us. And me and George became friends from that meeting. He said, I thought I was kind of a blues messenger. He said, and they had a bunch of screaming. He said, it's a shame you couldn't hear them playing because they had a bunch of screaming 12-year-old girls. And he starts laughing. He goes, it's in our audience. And we were all laughing about it. But, it goes to, it goes through everything in the world that people like us would want to know. And you get real straight up from George. George is an odd motherfucker, man. Very strange guy. Tom Petty goes, when Roy Orbison called, George called, and he goes, I probably shouldn't say this, but George called me and said, aren't you glad it wasn't you? He said, damn. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff, inspirational to watch that.
Right.
And there were some really pivotal things that you take from that. And then I forgot that he got beat up and molested.
Right.
And his wife tells the story just straight up. And see, I never got the whole Guru Maharaji thing, and I never did. I never understood all that stuff. But what I do understand now is he was trying to get to the same place I was just talking about when you stand on normally sound ground. That doesn't mean I'm reaching out and devoting my life to Christ. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing the right thing here on the planet, not having actions, but not having words, but having action.
Right.
Showing that you're helping the human condition.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least trying to help the human condition. So, well, I would recommend, if you haven't watched that, everybody you know watch it. Because it's listen, it's some of the most awesome footage of the Beatles you've never seen before.
Right.
When they were young, I mean, them doing, you can't do that. Everybody's green, as I'm the one you love. And it's live. And then I saw her standing there live.
I love that song.
And then, you know, just a lot of cool things.
This guy's filming.
Last year, we got to tour Abbey Road, private tour.
Wow.
Listen, I'm talking about going in a room where they cut up, 191 songs, Studio 2. Studio 1 was where they did All You Need Is Love video.
Right.
We're in there. That's where they've done all the Star Wars soundtracks except for the first one, all the Harry Potter, all the Lord of the Rings, all that stuff, and countless others. You know, I mean, but yeah, really, really something. And then they all have to talk about John, and they all have to talk about what was going on, you know, and it's like you get this cool inside track on all the stuff you wondered about while you were, when it was 1967 and 68, or it became the 70s, and they were all putting out their separate things, and they were all doing different, and all things was past. The fact that Phil Spector was over in the studio, or George invited him to come, or something like this, and then he decided, you know, and it's got him talking, and so very informative piece, but really nurturing for the soul, for all the stuff that you just lost your mind. When I first saw Help, you couldn't hear the movie.
Right.
As soon as it went bum, 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 and shot came up, all you could hear was girls screaming. And I thought that was cool, man. I was, hell yeah. I was screaming too. I had 3 older sisters. Listen, I had 3 older sisters till Mary Ann died. And so, in my room, you know, all that shit was, and you know, all of the stuff. Western Union by fucking, what's your face? And do you know the band Garbage? I never thought I would like them, but I dig them because Butch Vig and these guys put some stuff from Jay and the Americans, Western Union, all that stuff. But you can hear, the first song was Stupid Girl, that song, Stupid Girl. I thought, I heard 96 Tears in that. I could hear it in the background, not really, but it was close. And I heard that, and this song called I Will Always Love You. No, I will always.
What was the first?
I'll always be in love. Oh, I will always love you. This song by Garbage, and it's going.
What was the first song that you fell in love with? What was the first song that did it for you?
My first song that I ever sang to my mom was called Everybody Loved My Everybody Loved My Baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me. Everybody wants my baby, but it's plain, because it's plain to see. It's plain, she's like the Queen of Sheba. And it's, what's your face? Fats Waller. My mom loved Fats Waller, so that was the first song I ever remember singing. But all the Beatles stuff,
How
listen,
old were you at that point?
5 or 6, something like that. You know what? All the Beatles albums, I went and listened. I went to Memphis to stay at my family's house to write 10 songs. I had been fucking around. I had all these great one-liners or a chorus or a verse. But I had nothing else to go with. And none of them were connectable. Well, at least not right then. And all the other stuff, listen, I need to be stoned. I just start, as you see me drift away into the conversation sometimes, this is absolute from smoking pot a lot. That has done that to me. I can't speak about anybody else. I can't say it definitely makes you lose your memory, it definitely does, but I think it does.
You really think so?
I absolutely believe it. But I think it happens for me. My friend said to me, I can't remember the last time I forgot something. But I can tell you what, all the stuff that I listened to and all the things that turned me on were Beatles albums. I was up there trying to write 10 songs. I'm sitting at the bar. there's a bar in my friend's house, and their bedroom is up there, and I sit in here, big screen TV, pool table, all the accoutrements you could ever want, a fucking great computer room and kind of thing, and it's an awesome place. It used to be a four-car garage or something, and they put it into a playroom, and all kinds of Elvis stuff hanging all over the walls, and memorabilia, different things, the '63 Braves, and very cool place, lots of Elvis stuff. And it's out right outside of Memphis, so, and it's 2 Elvis fans, it's my family. But I'm sitting here and I go to YouTube and they have all the Beatles albums on from cover to cover. So 29 minutes for Revolver or Helper. I listened to all of them and I guarantee you I probably didn't know 25 words out of every one of them put together. And then I listened to Revolver and Rubber Soul a couple of times. But I just left it on for background. Every time you need a word or need something to write, there it would be, because you're listening to that stuff was the simplest form. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's a word of love. In the beginning I misunderstood, now I've got it the way it should. Say the word, you should say it. Say the word, cause it's a way. I'm sitting there singing this shit, but anytime I needed a word, those songs were put together so skillfully without even trying.
So they were big.
Because they were on it. It was rolling. It was just, the shit was just coming through them. And it was making it very easy for me to write. And I finished 12 songs in one night.
Wow.
Wow.
In one night. And I didn't write anything else. I'd been there for 3 days. I'm going. So as soon as I woke up, I went in, made a fucking pot of stout coffee, came in, had a pack of cigarettes, sat down and said, And I wrote out what I had for each one of those songs on a different page. One of them was Stars and Bars or Stars and Stripes, it's all the same to me. Tried and true, red, white, and blue in the land of the free. I thought that rolls right off the fucking tongue. You might not put this on anything so some fucker doesn't take that and steal it from me, all right? But hence, and I wrote them all out. I mean, I get one going, I light another cigarette, and I send it in the thing, and man, it was awesome. It was amazing. And it was like, this started at like, probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 o'clock. And I think I ate something, and I think then I took 8 a week. That's right. Then I took 8 a week. But listen, this is all part of that. I couldn't do it. Took 8 a week, and you only do one. This is like waking up, and when I'm writing up for an album, normally I'll wake up at like 9 o'clock. I'll sit down,
how do you hook up with Bobby?
I met Bobby when I was in the Road Ducks. See, we used to open up for Hatchet all the time. Danny bring me up on stage. Yeah, he remembers. Oh, fucking Road Ducks. I sang with them for at least 15 years.
Who else was in the Road Dogs?
Road Ducks.
Road Ducks.
Yeah, Road Ducks. Was me, Jane, well, it's Jane Edry's band. Jane Edry, Bob Gaynor, Bill Schmidl, Bill Culver, David Dorn, me, John Booter, Billy Cracknell, Jim O'Manion. There was a cast of characters. The thing is you wouldn't recognize anything, but you recognize the shirt. Get Ducked.
Yeah.
Okay, you saw them all over Ocean City, Maryland. You saw them everywhere in the fucking world.
I got in Hagerstown.
Right.
Whenever you guys
Every time we played a teddy bar with Cristobal and Roy. Yeah, I remember.
I was there.
Yeah, JJ and fucking and Kathy.
Yep.
Well, all that stuff was a lot of fun. We had, listen, like I say, I lived in a rock and roll band in the Road Ducks, and Budweiser wasn't what we drank, it was a way of life, and it was. And I never thought there'd be a day where I wouldn't have at least a beer around here. But you know what? Shit happens, and things go different.
Right.
And the beginning of the movie was a lot of fun, man, getting drunk and shit, and doing blow, and fucking some girl, and it was all cool, this was great. But man, the end of the movie was pretty sad. You know, there's
Right.
parts of me that has clinical depression, you know, there's times where when I get down or I break up with someone or whatever, it's something pivotal happens. I'm either deliriously happy or as sad as anyone could be. So it's a tough road to, you know, when I'm too tired to be all mad at someone or to be too sad. I just said, listen, enjoy these shit, enjoy going out and playing music like tonight. Why get pissed? Why waste time? Why not just savor the good parts? Mm-hmm. And you know, do your best to fucking help somebody and do your best to be proud and to do the right thing and help people and do whatever you can. That's the important stuff for me.
So,
It is.
I don't believe you guys said, how did you get hooked up with Bobby?
Bobby was at the other place in Jacksonville, Florida, and I was coming through there with a tour called Party Till the Last Man Drops, and I was in the Road Ducks, and we were doing a tribute to Leonard Skinner. There's a band from Norfolk, Virginia called TX Boogie, and they put the beards on. They did a tribute to ZZ Top with the whole, and they were good at every other night we played. Well, they decided this halfway through the tour, and they did it on such a thing so that when we played the last set on the night in Jacksonville, which is, we knew that. We go, sure, okay, yeah, you can play fucking, we'll play first tomorrow. Tomorrow was a real sucko, where there was no one there. We didn't know that, but it turned out this way. And these guys were busting their balls, and they only played very rarely. The guy owned a music store. He wasn't hurting. He was doing this as a sideline. And we were doing this for our lives. And we played there, so at the end of we under, you know, he was passive. He was a great man.
I never met him.
But he was a great guy. But anyway, Larkin Collins walks up and said, "This is my lawyer." At the beginning of the show, he said, "I've heard great things about you." He shook my hand. And then he said, after the show, he said, "You got the job. Here's the card." 2 weeks later, I got in the accident. So it was all a pipe dream.
When did you join Molly Hatchet?
96. I started in 92, taking Danny's place for 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen videos.
That was at Danny's
Well, I saw
request.
videos of you on stage with them. I knew too.
That was at Danny's request, you know? He was,
Yeah.
When did we go see Hatchet with
We
Mark?
saw them at the Jacksonville Landry, but I don't remember when it was.
no, it was the time when it was Bobby's birthday. Uh-huh, it was.
Because this dude was about as big as you, and we're at Hooters Restaurant there in Jacksonville.
That was me.
And he goes,
Oh,
Hatchet's starting to play, and I said, well, where are we going to stand? And this dude says, there's only one fucking place to watch Molly Hatchet from.
Up front.
Front row.
And a
that was me,
fight broke
probably.
And
And a fight broke out. I said to him, I'm going this way, and a fight broke out.
Well, you know what? When we played the landing, it was Bobby's birthday. The first thing I said at the first two songs, which were probably the same ones we're doing now, was I said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" I said, "The Jaguars just won in preseason, I said, no one's got to work tomorrow. It's Memorial Day. And I said, and it's Bobby's birthday. No, it was Labor Day. It was Labor Day. So I said, no one's got to work tomorrow. It's Labor Day. And I said, and it's Bobby's birthday. And Bobby's mom died on his birthday. And for years, I didn't say anything to him. Listen, 4th of July, there's some years where I'd attack either one of you guys if I didn't know you, just because,
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And I looked at him one year and I said, and everybody dances around and say this, but, happy birthday, and that's bittersweet. He goes, I wish someone would say it. And I looked at him and I said, you just told the wrong fucking person. The next year was there at the landing. And I looked at him and he didn't know I was going to say anything. I said, guess what? The Jaguars won in preseason. Everybody, yeah, there's thousands of people. And I said, no one's got to work tomorrow. And everybody goes, yeah. I go, it's Bobby's birthday. Everybody say, happy birthday, Bobby. 1, 2, 3. I have to say it 3 times. I looked, I said, told you told the wrong guy. And he said, he looked and smiled and said, thank you.
I remember last summer you getting a birthday cake smashed in your face.
I did it on purpose, I was I love it.
Because we was out there.
You know what, the thing is that's a joyous thing to do when someone gives you a birthday cake. Stick your face right in it and get the frosting all over it. The thing is, it's gotta be fun. You should, listen, the next day in Germany, I was feeling sorry for me. I didn't sleep from the time I left that place until 24 hours later. I got on stage. We got there and we had an hour to get on stage.
That's right, when you left Morgantown.
And I gotta tell you something, I was such an asshole on stage, I was going to look at the audience going, fuck you. I was so fucking tired. I'm going, it's my birthday, and none of y'all give a fucking shit, oh, fuck you. It was beyond, but the worst part of it was, they were filming a video for the record company. They have it all on morning. No, the place where I'm going, fuck you, something like this and everything else. So it wasn't that great of a thing. They had it all on video. 5, 10 camera shoot. So here's him going, fuck you. Here's him going, you're a bunch of assholes. From every fucking angle. The band didn't listen, but the thing is, I walked off stage, got into a car, and I woke up 20 minutes later at the hotel. I had to walk off stage and go to sleep, by the way. I mean, crazy enough. I know it's hard to believe. But you nuts. I was that tired, so it was very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Shit happens, you know.
Right.
I was pounding and feeling sorry for myself. I was so fucking tired. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't sleep on a plane. I wanted to.
Oh, you can't sleep on a plane.
There was
I
time
tried
right
that last
there.
night, and I couldn't do it.
But I was in the center seat in the middle of 5 seats with Rocco and you know, fucking every guy in the world of fucking big, huge guys. So yeah, I'm a big, huge guy too.
I was with 3 people last night. I'm sitting there like this on the plane.
Well, me too. Me too. There were 2 guys my size trying to sit next to each other in a CRJ. Hey, it is.
Right.
But so man, I was being a big pussy. Yeah, it was my birthday. But the next day, okay, Morgantown, Stuckey show, we drove the next day to the studio, which is like this family is like family to us. Guy owns it, his wife and kids, and Dylan, Maxie, and you know, Elke and Klaus. That's where we recorded our last few albums. And we went there and I felt so much better. And I had a great birthday. Walked outside on my birthday and fucking, like, walked out of the studio and they had a courtesy, a motion detector light that went, but it would go off after a minute. But I looked right over on the left as soon as you walked out of the big garage where the studio was in. And it was like someone hung a picture of the Big Dipper right there. And this is out in the middle of fucking nowhere, so you could see every star known to man. So I had that, and then on the other side was laying on its side, big old half moon there, gold as could be. And so it was like a feast for the eyes.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit I think that's the kind of stuff that turns me on now. It's things like that, the moon and stars, just being able to see everything in the
I
sky.
see where I live now, I walk.
I bet you can see everything
Oh, I walk
everywhere.
there tonight, I just had a wood burner, that's why I eat.
Mm.
I walk out and I look up and the stars are so clear, and you can look at them all and you just look
That's a
up.
beautiful thing.
Thank you, God.
The heavens.
I pull into his driveway.
Yeah, like potheads and all this shit, and he hated that. He was a junkie himself, but at the time, and John really wasn't into anything. He would have smoked some pot if I had to leave and everything, and we all felt like we were stoned, including Andy, and he said it was the only time that he goes, this felt like it used to feel when I was a little kid, when he got stoned.
Right.
If he tried it now, it would have made him feel all fucking weird, paranoid, and all that crap, and he admitted it, but he said, I feel really good. And we just sat there and buzzed on this. And this CD went, I think it's actually a tape. It was even a cassette tape, and it turned itself over, one of those fancy schmancy Pioneer decks where it just starts playing the other side, and it goes click, and then it starts going the other way. And we all felt like we were tripping, man, stoned. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really was. I got to be the first one to tell you. But hey, John will listen to Absolute Madness. How you doing? Listen to Absolute Madness. He listens to some very strange music. He handed me a tape of Willie Nelson with the Philharmonic, and it's September song. You guys familiar with that song? I didn't really know what it meant, but it always touched me. When I went to my friend's house, the people in Memphis, and I remembered it, because normally I just get on YouTube and listen to songs. I don't have a computer, so songs I want to hear. I listen to weird stuff like Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues, weird stuff that you can't find anywhere else. But, and I got the Sinatra version and all stuff, but John gave me this thing, and there's a beautiful version of September Song with him with the Philharmonic, okay? And it's all the Redheaded Stranger, all of them. And it's mostly classics, though. But so then the tape turns over, and this is when I first joined the band. This was in Devil's Canyon, I think. And he gave me this tape and said, yeah, man, check this out. And it was a primitive monster magnet on the other side with just a guy and a guitar. And the word I would find probably appropriate for me was terrible. I didn't like it at all. It was, it was very, and later on I realized one thing. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not art to them. Right. So, yeah. For me it wasn't my thing, but it was very, listen, this is night and day, don't you think? The guy, it's Fox Like You, and making me want to die, and all this. This was literally with one guitar through an amplifier, and that was all, And I said, John, this is terrible. And he goes, man, it's really cool. Really cool, man. And I was blown away that he was so, that he thought, and listen, Rich Friedrich said it to me one time, some guy at the NAMM show stuck a microphone up his ass. And the guy with us was the guy who had to clean the microphone after he jammed it up his ass. True story. Now listen, I said, what a fucking jerk off. And Rich Friedrich from D. Markley, God rest his soul, he was a very nice man, said, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not art to them. He said, remember that. Remember that. Don't be busting someone's balls.
What
Just
would
'cause
you have done, maybe I'm asking the wrong question, what would you have done if you hadn't been doing what you're doing now?
Me?
Yeah, you. What would
I
you
used to
have
do-
done? What would you have done?
Well, I tell you what I was
What
doing.
do you think you would have done?
I tell you what I was doing. In the 70s, late 70s, I was the best construction laborer you could get. I was getting paid $10 an hour in 78 because when everybody else would move 4 2x12, 2x4, 2x12s, I'd move 16 foot. And a guy says to me, move that cube of block. And I get done 20 minutes later, I walked up and said, what else? He goes, you ain't done with that. He goes, shake up the pants. I said, already done. He said, move that cube of block. I moved it. Came back 20 minutes later, he said, don't tell me you're done. I said, what do you want me to do? He said, take a fucking break. And so I had two different guys who would want to hire me to do labor work. I used to say strong back and weak mind. Now, I got a stronger mind than I do my fucking back. Last time I did manual labor, my girlfriend came home. I'm laying in the tub going, she's crying. She's going, what's wrong? I said, everything hurts. Oh. She's going, oh, honey. She was. This was 10, 20. It hurts so bad. I couldn't believe it. But, you know, that's how it goes. I gotta call her in a second. She's gonna lose her fucking
So
mind.
here you are now.
To what?
So here you are today.
That's right. And you know what? We had a great night. Listen, Jimmy Van Sant is a bad motherfucker. At first we didn't know each other and we both kind of danced around the whole thing and we didn't talk to each other or anything. And it
Right.
was kind of the gunslinger thing where everybody's... And you're walking around, you're not saying much, and you eyeball each other and all that shit. Man, listen, did you see what he did? He brought me a mic stand out when mine broke. The thing is, I told him,
They sounded good.
That was cool.
they said, you were good. He is good. The thing is, listen, he puts on a presentation. He's very good at it. You know what? I need a cigarette from someone else.
Yep.
But